Hey guys, I'm Sebastian. I'm going to show you a really easy exercise to do today called the Brugger's exercise that we can use for neck-based complaints, especially when seated at a chair. The issue a lot of times is that when seated at a chair, it's hard to get away from the driver of neck pain. And if you're somebody who, you feel good in the weekend when you're able to get up and walk around and things like that, but when you go back to work and you feel like sitting just starts to drive the neck pain, this is going to be a good thing to do, but it's not the only thing to do. There's other things that we usually suggest people do based upon their exam findings. However, here's what we normally see a lot of times is, again, I apologize, I don't have the cameraman here, so we're not going to be moving around too much, but I'll do my best to move for you. So a lot of times what will happen when sitting into a chair is that people will start to round. And if you notice, my shoulder posture just tends to go forward, okay? When it goes forward, what we have is also a compensatory curve of the mid-back, which just kind of dumps forward here. It rounds too. And so the rounding here and there also make you kind of poke your chin. And this puts a lot of load on parts of the neck and things that can create neck pain as well as into the shoulder blade. So other than doing first aid there, we can do something which just kind of reverses the area or reverses one of the drivers, and it's called the Brugger's exercise. The goal is to just open up every once in a while. Open up every once in a while. So what this looks like is if I was seated in front of you, like you just typing, doing your thing, and every hour or so, you just basically take two double hitchhiker thumbs and start to push out like you're trying to desperately look for a ride. I need a ride, guys. Come on, hook me up. And so all this does is external rotation of the shoulder actually really helps out with driving some retraction of the mid-back, or the shoulder blades rather. So if you look right here on me, it kind of looks like I'm going to be pinching my logo and pinching my logo. What we want here is first just to go through the movements just to see if it bothers people or not. And if it doesn't bother people, we used to cue it a little bit more aggressively. And so now the next part is just going to be going backwards. And now once you're there, it feels like it's effortful, but we can really make it more effortful if we try to put the tips of the shoulder blades into our back pockets, into our opposite back pockets. So you're going to double hitchhiker, pause there, and then try to really stick those shoulder blade tips into your back pockets. You'll start to shake. When you start to shake, you know that you're partway there, okay? Then you just hold it and breathe. So it's going to be out and then in the nose, 3 seconds. Out the mouth, 6. With a pursed lip, okay? If you've swam before, it's like blowing bubbles out of your nose, or they kind of say you're blowing lightly out of a tissue without having to really rip the tissue. So that Brugger's exercise we can use with a little bit more, with a little extra effort to really get the shoulder blade muscles to help out a little bit more throughout the next hour. Now, how many times should you do this throughout the day? If you're doing it with high effort, then you might actually get sore tomorrow, which is uncomfortable to people, but it's always not a bad thing. So I usually ask people to do what we call a dosage effect a little bit and just kind of not spike. If we thought that running or walking, let's say walking was going to be helpful for the neck because it gets you upright, gets your arms swinging and stuff, then we wouldn't want you to walk 10 miles tomorrow. We'd maybe say walk 10 minutes broken up 6 times throughout the day, so roughly about an hour. So this might be the same thing. You spend about 30 seconds or so just doing the movements one time or a couple times, and then every once in a while you do a little bit of a crush type of hold just to get the muscles really activated in there. The cool thing of using this exercise at a desk for neck pain is that you can actually do it because we have other suggestions to give you, but if you can't do it, you won't do it. The whole point is to be able to do it. Most of the time with neck pain and even numbness in the fingers and upper trap pain and shoulder blade pain associated with sitting, you don't need medication for. Most of you don't need medication. And it's not that I'm on an anti-medication pitch because there is a time and place for using interventions like that. But a lot of times, if you can find that in the weekend that you're roughly a 1 or a 2 or a 0, but sitting you're like a 6 or a 7, you've found that it's circumstantial. It's circumstantial. Now, when we're using a medication, usually it's to address a consistent inflammatory component, meaning that if there's a fire burning, the fire doesn't all of a sudden take the weekend off. So cooling that inflammatory component either via medication, which I don't recommend because I'm a chiropractor, I can't, but even some other natural inflammatory anti-inflammatory devices, such as ice, can be helpful for those situations, which isn't what we're talking about today. However, the reason I bring it up is because if you use a movement-based correction for something that's circumstantially irritated, like your neck and your mid-back, then you're going to be more empowered and more able to actually get a big change over time than you would if you just allowed the mechanics to keep driving it, but you were dulling the pain. Hope that makes sense. So a lot of you can get better without surgery, without medication, without injections, without any type of rubbing ointments and stuff like that. So try movement-based medications, or we say motion is lotion, and movement is medicine, and it really is. And a lot of people will tend to notice if they say you've been overweight and you start to move and you get your body to feel better, you get to feel better with generally moving. So neck pain is really no different, most types of neck pain. So if you're looking for some help, just let us know. We're in Huntington Beach, California. We do guide people virtually and just helping everybody get to where they need to go. The hard thing is I know that I don't suggest anybody deal with neck pain on their own or shoulder pain or shoulder blade. I've tried to deal with it on my own, and it's much easier just to go to somebody because they supply you with a roadmap and say, do this. Should I do that? No, do this. And so if you follow the directions of somebody who really knows what they're doing, then you'll get out of the weeds very quickly. And most of the time, many times, and I'm not going to say all the time because I don't want to make a lavish claim, a lot of times people, within a couple of weeks, they're dramatically better than they were when they step in on day one, if they do the right type of care. If you are looking to solve a problem, make sure you collect the information first to apply the right solution to that problem. If you supply a random solution to a problem, it doesn't always work because it might not be the right solution for that problem. Hope that makes sense. So if you're struggling and you haven't really found anything before, maybe you just found you don't have the problem identified right, or it's the wrong solution to it. Either way, I believe in the body is very resilient. It can get better. It wants to get better. You just need a little bit of guidance and being able to listen to it and using pain as your asset. And by that I mean using pain as a way to figure out what your body likes. Okay? Pain is an alarm system. Allow yourself to use that as an asset to figure out what your body is trying to tell you and figure out what it likes and doesn't like in this current situation. So again, reach out, info@p2sportscare.com. Again, info@p2sportscare.com. Or you can call us 714-502-4243. Again, 714-502-4243. Even if you don't live around, again, please contact us, and if you do it on social media, we will do our best to interact with you. However, it's kind of like having a shouting match over a crowd of people. It's hard to really get in depth and talk to you personally if there's other people interjecting in. So just please bring this conversation private. We encourage you to email us. All you have to do is take the very first step today and just email us, and we'll do our best to send you what you need to do. Talk to you soon. Subscribe, like, and share.